kind of plot scene. Welcome to Minneapolis by Night. This is the vampire venue. This is kind of a mix between a social and a plot scene, mainly because the information going to be passed around is plot related. But it's more social because, well, we got 9 minutes before downtime starts. I don't care where we meet. We could say it's all Warehouse 13, make it easier since everybody's going to be vamp. And definitely a lot easier for the poor gargoyle who, would have to, sneak around. So,
yeah, sure.
Everybody meets at Warehouse 13. Basically, we're going to say, Alex, you message Mr. Ransdale and say, hey, I just got some information that that should be passed on. You might want to know.
Yep.
You already know how he is, so he's dying for this information. Holmes will be hanging around, which is Josh's gargoyle, who will just, fuck it, I'm bored, I want to go with you.
Sure. Seems like a good enough reason.
Plus, Gortak said, kind of keep an eye on him, make sure he stays safe. So,
sure.
Basically, it's a way for Gortak to
get the boss, dude.
Follow the boss, dude. Blaine, we can just say you just,
Show up.
Well, Alex has contact with Leo, so Alex could easily go, hey, send somebody over because we're going to need somebody. Or something. Or just randomly fucking show up, I don't care.
Yeah, I'll just randomly show up.
Alright, so everybody's meeting at Warehouse 13. Mind you, this is an Elysium, and it is under full control. So, there's, it's not obvious, but there are armed guards, like snipers all over the place. This is a well-protected Elysium, mainly because it's one of the few left.
Yeah, they keep getting blowed up.
Yeah, they keep getting blowed up. So this one's not going to be so easy blowed up. Due to Mr. Ransdale's position, he's allowed in with his, bag. Not that anybody's expecting a fight or anything. It's just a meeting, but I know.
Ransdale is never far from his bag.
Yep. And he's got a gargoyle in tow, so go ahead.
Jump in.
If Ransdale can't get into his bag first, the gargoyle's getting to you.
So when they walk in, Alexander's sitting there at the rounded conference table thing with a just a little office folder in front of him, flipping through a few pages. And when he looks up and he sees them entering, he sees Ransdale first. It's like, oh, excellent. And then he looks just past Ransdale, and his eyes get a little bit big.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to seem insensitive, but who and what are you?
My personal bodyguard.
That's all you need to know.
He will text Crow and be like, the other members of my clan that are here are, and I'll tell them whatever number of gargoyles I have that wanted to stay. I'm like,
gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah, you send the list on. I would have assumed you got that anyway. So yeah, you send the list on. You're good. He says you're fine. You and the gargoyles are fine.
Yes. This is my gargoyle bodyguard. His name is Alms, and he is a member of the Camarilla. I look back and quietly say, "You are a member of the Camarilla, or you're."
Yes.
I am a member of the Camarilla.
Member of the Camarilla.
You're basically classified as a neonate, so you got a status 1.
Yeah, he is a member of the Camarilla, and he is here to both watch my back and to be a service to the domain. And Ransdale will sit down.
Excellent. Well, I was actually here earlier tonight, and he points at a manila envelope that's in front of the place where Ransdale had been sitting, or where he sat down. That is all of the, as far as the information that I asked you here for. That envelope there from earlier tonight is all of the tracking information from the anarchs and the human death from this virus. As it turns out, all of that information is pretty much useless. And here's why. He gets up with his folder and he walks back over to the table and kind of spreads it out in front of Ransdale. So, I was able to get hold of some of the information that the CDC has acquired about this. apparently it takes a full 2 weeks for it to incubate after it has infected
3
somebody.
weeks.
Oh.
Jesus,
That's
it was just a minute ago. I said 3, man.
That was like 2 hours ago.
Liar.
I'm gonna ground you. I'm gonna ground you. Anyway, so it takes about 3 weeks after you've already got it, before the symptoms even start. After that, you have 48 hours still. So we are not going to find a patient 0. It's just not going to happen.
Rain's still on.
That said, apparently, and he pulls out one of the pages of the report and puts that one in front of him. According to what they believe that they're close to finding or have found a vaccine to try and at least inoculate the humans. If we keep it from spreading further, the better. But I'll be perfectly honest, since they don't have the same understanding of it as we do, I'm not sure that they're actually going to be able to actually come up with something that works.
I was just answering that, Holly. Warehouse 13.
So,
Blaine?
Cookie Monster.
Oh, yes. Carmine calls you
As
Cookie
Coke.
Monster.
Yes.
If that is your preferred moniker now, then I will call you Cookie Monster.
He's giving you a choice to pick what you want to be called.
Cookie Monster.
It's just you.
Alexander's just going to smile at him.
You see a weird creature. We'll say he hasn't run into any gargoyles yet, but you'll see a weird creature that you've heard matches the description of what a gargoyle looks like.
They mind his own business.
Okay. He's sitting with the rest at the table, which is funky to see.
By the way, how tall is Alms? Because I know that Gortak was like 8 feet.
Yeah, Gortak is huge.
He's only 6 foot. Don't grow.
Yeah.
Oh dear. He's a little gargoyle.
Most gargoyles like standardly sit like 7 to 9, something like that by book.
Yeah, I think the highest. I think
scary.
they said the highest is about like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big. They ain't small. I mean,
Nope.
mind you, think about the clans that are mixed in with them. That's why.
And then just imagine one takes the giant merit.
Jesus.
Like 12 foot tall fucking pile of rage and claws. It's like, oh, I thought we were playing vampire, not werewolf.
Yeah, pretty much.
That can fly.
Well, ironically, they can't fly unless they have the flight discipline, which is really weird.
But you always have flight as a gargoyle because it's a sweet power.
Yeah. If you don't have flight, I need to smack you.
He will gesture. Ranza will gesture for the Cookie Monster to sit down next to him.
Sits down.
Is Marcella showing up, Holly? Considering we only see from like your nose up. Is she
On my
frozen?
screen, I think she froze.
I think she froze.
Frozone. So I guess I'll just
Best superhero.
Dude, where is my super suit? Let me see about this here power that I am going to potentially use. I'm gonna see if I can. If somebody can roll me perception, empathy, and Blaine, what's your current willpower?
8.
All right, diff 8. Perception, empathy. So that'll be 5 dice.
And that's where it's right now. 2 successes.
Okay. So I'm gonna see if I can see if there's like disease in the aura. So with level 7 Auspex Karmic Sight. And that says level, if I get 1 success, and these are cumulative, I get all of this stuff. So the very first level functions as if I got 5 successes on an aura perception roll. So I get to see all of the stuff in his aura, trying to scrutinize to see if he has been, because he's been fighting in Gangrel territory, if Blaine has weird
Fair
stuff
enough.
in his aura. And it says, I can distinguish if his aura is bright or pale. I can get the main color. I can recognize color patterns, subtle shifts, and identify mixtures of color in their pattern. So, trying to see if I could, if that, and then the second level lets me know his. I can determine his nature, demeanor, and humanity or path. So. He can. Christina can send that to me in a PM about the nature and demeanor and humanity or path. But
I know it's everybody in here, so I'm not really worried about it. They wouldn't know.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm not worried about that.
If I with 5 successes on aura perception type thing, would that give me anything odd in the aura?
Let's see. I actually have to roll a random die since he was in the Gangrel territory. Nope, he's good. You know, nothing odd. I mean, he looks like a typical vampire. Nature is, this is funny, masochist, and his demeanor is chameleon.
Okay.
He's a 9th gen Bruja, in case you're curious.
I
know that was that.
It does not give me his gen.
Okay.
It tells me if he's on a weird path or on humanity.
Humanity, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah, humanity. Okay.
All right, that's cool. I look at him. So he's a test subject, and I'll also look at Alex because Alex's ghouls were affected. So so it's in his area. So I'll check him too. What's your willpower, Alex?
Half sec. I believe it's 6, but I'm wanting to make sure here. 5.
6 or 5?
It's 5.
5. Okay, so 5 dice, diff 5. I'm looking at your soul.
2, 3.
I'm looking at your soul. So I get that other stuff. I don't know if he needs a random roll if he's just clean. But
I have to do a random roll for everybody who's been in the affected areas.
You apparently got a 24?
Sorry, Alex.
Okay.
That means you got it.
So Alex, he is incubated, and I can tell it in his aura.
Yep.
Ranzel will make a sad face, and he says, "You've been infected."
At which point, Alexander just kind of looks at him, just like, really? And then just closes his eyes slowly and sighs.
It happens.
Well,
like
3 weeks.
infected with what?
The virus.
And
3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
A 3-week incubation period. I've been here a week. Makes sense that I would have been around somebody that already had it if it was already over in the Venture area.
Also, I need your nature, demeanor, and your path or humanity. And then I also get to know if there's any outside influences on your mind and soul, such as if someone's left dominate, like if they forgetful-minded you, or if they have commands that you'll act on, or
that is never done. A blood bond would definitely show up, but he's not bloodbound because the bonds aren't holding.
And you're not infernal, right?
Nope.
You better not be. Okay, I'm saying.
Yeah. Marcella's gonna walk in, and when she walks in.
Well, to answer your thing,
you walked in, and that's all we heard. I was gonna say, if you want to send that in private message, you can.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Like I said, I mean, everybody here I trust, so I'm not real worried about it. But, you know.
Nature and demeanor is perfectionist and soldier.
Okay. Cool. And you're on humanity, I assume?
Yep.
Okay.
Marcella, basically what you see is a gargoyle, Mr. Ramsdale, Alex,
Alex and
Cookie Monster. That's the nickname he's calling it.
okay. Well,
Um,
like I said, she knows Alex and she knows Mr. Raindale, and she gives them both friendly nods when she walks in. And I suppose first things first. She talked to Alex last night, so she's gonna have a chat with Ransdale. So she'll kind of approach him.
What's your current willpower, Holly?
Her willpower, good God. Now I have to get out of that sheet because that's where I left it in. Yeah, I just dance between two sheets here, you know. And with Mighty Keeper the sheets. My current willpower is 7.
Very good. 5 dice, diff 7, if you will, Will.
Botch.
You really don't want me to.
I'm just kidding.
No, because this will help answer questions.
I was gonna say Ransdale's rolling dice. That means it's probably in the best interest of the city.
2 successes.
Okay, so, is she, like, infected?
I have to roll for this one. Oh,
God
no,
damn it.
she's not. You luck out.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ransdale will look at you for a second, and he goes, she's not infected, and then he'll turn around. Back to the papers right in front of him.
I most certainly am not. Funny that you mentioned that. That's what I've come to talk about.
Well, for the here, if you'll take a seat, Ms. Giovanni, I've got some more information to throw towards everyone, and then if you have anything in addition to that, then you can add on top of this wonderful mess.
I personally haven't come up with anything new.
Okay.
I have. It should be noted that if you are proficient enough in Auspex, you can detect infection in auras.
I am not proficient in Auspex in any way, shape, or form. However, that is handy information, Mr. Ransdale. Thank you.
All right. Just to recap, what we, Marcella, the manila envelope there is the same information I handed you last night, so that part is
All right.
relevant. This packet here, he motions to some of the little yellow folder that he has that's currently been in front of Ransdale, and he's passing over some additional copies. This is information that the CDC has been able to gather up. They've been able to determine that it takes 3 weeks.
Who?
The CDC.
Okay. Sorry, I did not hear that, OOC.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So it takes 3 weeks after it's been in the body before any symptoms actually begin to show. That's when the 24-hour period starts.
So after 3 weeks.
After 3 weeks, yes.
And then that's when the 48-hour period, the final 48, as it were.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Literally in this case.
Which means tracing this thing is actually impossible. We will not find patient 0, we will not find ground 0. They also...
Well, this is ground 0. There's no other known cases.
Yes,
remember?
but we don't have any particular site within the city itself.
Oh,
We don't.
No. But we know that it was designed as a bioweapon. That could be handy. There's only so many places capable of that.
excuse me.
Yes, Mr. Ransdale.
He will look to his gargoyle, and he will say, Alms, do you trust me?
A complicated question, but for the moment, I'd say I do.
Very good. I would like you, hold on just a second. What's your willpower?
Willpower is 4, I believe. Let me check my sheet again.
Cool, go ahead.
Just rolling ahead of time.
Yeah.
3 successes, by the way.
Yes, willpower 4.
Very good.
Yeah, 3 successes.
I'm going to be actively watching his aura. Would you go over and shake Alexander's hand? I'm assuming he is not infected because he hasn't had any interaction.
No, he's not infected yet.
So
He's
I'm
been in
gonna
the
go.
sanctuary, so.
I'm gonna go make him figure out what gets people infected.
All right,
Okay.
he stands and walks over to Alex and offers a hand. You have my condolences, Mr. Alexander.
Oh, I've
Such a cute movie.
it's been taken care of. And he's gonna go ahead and shake Alm's hand.
I'll be watching his aura to see if after like a little bit, if it seems like touch has affected. And Ransdale, just ask everybody to be quiet while he's watching.
Nothing happens. I'll say you wait a few minutes just to see. Nothing changes.
Okay, could you take in a deep breath and then breathe on to Mr. Alms now?
Basically, you start doing that too.
Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I'm
Well-
intentional. I can cure the disease. I'm intentionally trying to make Alms sick so that I can know how it's transferred, which will give us another jumping point.
Wait,
for
you're
this.
trying to infect him? She
Yeah.
just like glances at Alex like, what?
Alex is already infected.
Apparently, I caught it sometime in the last week that I've been in the city.
Good news
Please.
is you have about
I
2 weeks.
just found out 2 minutes ago.
Please take a deep breath and breathe on Alms.
Oh.
Anyway, so
Have you
he's gonna.
come in direct contact with anyone?
Well, that's what they're checking now. That's what they're trying to find out.
Have you...
Yeah, that's what they're working on, Ollie.
Right.
So he'll turn to Alms and I apologize and, well, breathe on him, I guess.
It's
Breathe
quite
in his
hard.
face.
Leaning back in his chair.
Yeah, right in his face. Breathe right up in his grill.
Almost immediately, his aura changes.
Very good. It is transferred via breath to other individuals.
Cover your face.
We don't want you breathing on us, which is ironic because vampires don't breathe.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Other people just have to breathe on them.
Blaine lifts his shirt and covers his mouth and nose.
You know what?
Obviously,
I'm gonna make a random roll. Blaine, give me a high or low.
Well,
God damn it. God damn, what the hell? Well, fine, you're not infected. Fuck it. It just doesn't apparently doesn't want to infect you. Marcella, high or low?
Low.
Congratulations, you're not
Yeah.
infected. Ironically, Mr. Ransdale.
I want to say hi all the time.
Yeah,
Rolling.
Let's see if this.
Well, that's unfortunate.
There we go. Okay.
That's right.
He's
So,
high.
thankfully, nobody else got hit with it. That's what I was rolling.
Yeah, that's cool. Very good then.
You did breathe, so.
We now know that the way of infection is aerosol. So that is another stepping point towards solving.
So
Poor Alms.
they could have simply started the infection by putting it into the ventilation system of an entire building.
Yes.
Like that Swan Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, as far as the rest of the information that I have here in this portfolio, the CDC thinks that they have found something resembling a cure. If it's actually going to work, it could actually help by cutting it out of the human population. That said, that's if it actually works. And if this is something that kills supernaturals, much like you and I were theorizing, Miss Giovanni,
Yes.
this disease may very well be magical in nature.
It most certainly.
No, it is definitely a bioweapon.
Ransdale
For us.
Ransdale will open his green bag, and he will. He has a metal box. Inside of that metal box, there's a petri dish, and he sets it on the table. This is the pure sample of the virus.
Hell no.
Blaine backs up a little bit and knocks his chair over.
Everybody's like, fuck that. I'm out.
How? Where in the fuck did you get that?
From my
She-
research.
From your what?
Ransdale says from his research, and then he will put it back into the box and close the lid, and then put it back in his bag.
He just carries around
Well,
a
From
petri
your
dish with it, everywhere.
research.
Yes.
Future reference. Do you often make it a point to carry around bioweapons, Mr. Ramsdale?
I
in a
believe
duffel bag.
this conversation. Well,
Do you know how bad this looks, Mr. Ransdale? I'm not accusing you of anything, but do you know how bad this looks?
currently, I believe the turn of phrase is "don't give a fuck." I can cure ghouls, and when I cure them of what is inside them, just as I'm sure that when I cure the nice Mr. Alex and my security guard Alms, I will get a concentrated sample of this every time. As another fun fact, I went to Wolfram and Hart after I had a large container full of this, and I threw this on the nearest security guard and aerosoled the whole building with the bomb.
He really did.
And at this point, Alex is just, his eyes are wide and he has the
Yeah,
biggest shit-eating
Marcella's-
grin.
Well, Marcella's mouth drops because she's like,
Alms just swings his head into his hands.
you.
So, he just turned into a major monster. He's like, fuck you.
Do you know how. Oh, God. Oh.
Oh my god, I died laughing when he said that. I'm like, really?
Marcella doesn't think this is funny.
Alexander thinks it's fucking
Why not?
hilarious.
Fucking bastards.
Totally.
From
Turn
a.
it into an aerosol spread.
He didn't. He just tossed it in liquid form.
But if
From
he
a
could
par-
turn
yes.
it into a
From a
aerosol
particular
spread
standpoint,
and get an appointment
He just
inside
spread
with
it
him in the heart,
by doing
imagine how
so.
much damage that would do.
He already gave it
Sorry.
to the security guard. That security guard goes through the ground.
It's been spread epically
It's already
because of
already
that.
been spreading.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Spreading even more by doing so.
Yes, but
But if he could do it where it's lethal.
I am.
Still takes it all the time.
What I think is that they likely made this biological weapon, and me putting it back to them, they probably did not think that they would need it because they had a control. So now it is running rampant
Yes.
through their building, and now they will be very.
Rampant through their building, through their homes, through anywhere else they go.
Depends on who got infected. Remember, humans don't die from it. The only
No.
human casualty was that first one. Everybody
No.
else is
They don't die, but they can spread it.
true.
Yes.
I'm just saying, out of character,
Which-
you got to
Yes.
remember. Yeah. the
Ran-
humans-
That's exactly what she's thinking. They might not die, but they can spread it.
But Miss Giovanni, the CDC and FBI are pretty much within maybe a few hours of locking down this entire city because of how wide it is spread. While they're aware of the fact that it isn't lethal to the general populace, they also know that something spreading this quickly, as far as what it seems to be doing,
It's
is
not
going
a
to
good
be
thing.
more of a problem. Also,
Yeah.
it has been
Especially-
spreading for
able
the
to
last
figure
3
out-
weeks.
If I've been able to figure out that this is the only place they've been able to find this virus, so are they.
Excuse me, Miss Giovanni. I understand that you seem to be showing some worry, but let me explain my plan, because I am feeling generous in sharing. I throw it in their building. They start looking for an answer. I tell my friend, who is a member of the FBI, he sends the CDC to crawl all over their Wolfram and Hart asses, make all of their business so bogged down that they can't spend time fucking us.
Makes
While
sense.
we also spend time developing a cure.
I hope your plan works.
Well,
Otherwise, we're fucked.
why would we be even any more fucked than we already are?
You just got a point.
There's always a way to be more fucked. It's just a
I'm-
matter of how.
Yes, I understand that you're incredibly pessimistic, probably due to the nature of thaumaturgy that you deal with specifically. Yeah. However, I should let you know that I have a cure. While I cannot stop our people from getting re-sick, I can reset the timer on your people being sick and indefinitely keep all of us safe.
There you go.
That is known to the Camarilla. Obviously, it is not known to you. It costs
It is
boons.
now.
It costs boons for me to obviously do this, but Clan Ventrue has no worry because they paid me $2 million to keep them stocked and cured. And
What?
I feel like
Isn't
that was
that
a wise
handy?
decision. However, I think my plan has
Which
merit.
I-
Obviously, now you can potentially have access to my petri dish. I'm also continuing to experiment on it. I should have some notes on it, like what did I figure out because I succeeded in my 24 successes roll.
Yeah. Basically, you figured out that this is it's an old school virus that normally only affected mortals, but they corrupted it. It's Ebola redone.
Yep. It's the same thing I figured out.
Yep. It's Ebola redone, and the added twist is that they added a magic.
Yeah, it
part
seems to
to
work differently on
Yeah.
those with
They
kindred
specifically altered
blood.
it. Yeah, they specifically altered it with magic in order to specifically destroy kindred blood.
Whether it's in a ghoul or in a vampire.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Ranzel will say that.
Yeah.
Marcella will
So you,
nod,
yeah,
as
you
she knows
both
this
came
already.
up to the exact same thing. Unfortunately, you can't tell the exact magics that were used because you guys don't have the ability to. But it at least proves that at least whoever started this has some connection with mages in one way, shape, or form.
Well, if that's what it seems, then it sounds like we need to get a hold of our liaison to the Mage Council, and we need to see what they can do about this.
I agree.
My cousin is one of them. One of the mages, anyway.
Is
I might
this
be able to speak with him.
the infamous TR?
No.
No. No.
I thought you said that TR, you told me at one point he was a member of your family or an associate of your family.
He is not a member of my family. I
He just was
unfortunately
lucky.
have associated with him without actually meeting him. And when I say unfortunately, I do mean unfortunately.
Yes.
Um,
You said he had some connection to your family. I was not aware of that.
let's call it harassment.
It
doesn't work for me,
but
does he?
Who, Thomas Ryder? No.
But no, I do have a cousin who is a will worker that I may be able to speak to.
This is acceptable. I'm sorry. You may continue, Alexander.
No, that's and in regards to the virus, that's pretty much the gist of it. From what my source says, pretty much the CDC is planning on, whether publicly or not, trying to spread the supposed cure out. My only concern is, what if this supposed cure was a catalytic agent or some such that the Sabbat have tried to feed them, claiming that it would be a cure when it in fact actually simply hastens the timetable. I might be able to get a hold of what it is that they're doing, but frankly, it may just be easier to take it rather than to try and paper trail it out.
I'm sure I could just take it.
You're a very resourceful man, Mr. Ransdale. I do not doubt that.
He shrugs.
So, then the only other thing to take into consideration is I have not heard any change to standing orders in regards to what we're supposed to be doing with the Sabbat. Is it actually been stated by the Seneschal yet that we are able to actually start taking the sword to these bastards?
No, remember he's still on standing orders to wait, but that was because he didn't have the information you now obtain.
Mm-hmm. And he's there's a reason why Alexander is asking this while he has the scourge in front of him too.
I think soon we will launch a retaliatory force once we find the haven of some of these Sabbat.
So you need the havens.
Yes.
All right. He opens up his little briefcase that he had on the chair that he next to the chair he'd been at before. He flips through a few folders, pulls out a blue one, opens it to double check something, closes it, and drops it in front of Ransdale.
If you had this, I'm not sure why we did not lead with this. And he looks through, and if it's a bunch of Sabbat havens, and he's like,
It's just a bunch of addresses.
He looks at his wrist where he doesn't have a watch. He says, "I got this 40 minutes ago."
Ransdale will look over. Are they like fairly spread out?
She's checking this out too. Like,
Yes. The locations are spread out all throughout the city. There are 8 locations.
are any of them familiar? I'm just asking, just because
I know,
she's been here for a little while, like longer than most of these people have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anybody who's been in the city for a long time would recognize some of these addresses. I mean, just merely because you've been through the neighborhood or been through by that area and seen, and noticed them. But they're nothing out of the ordinary. It's not like they're big, giant sign says Sabbat here,
Well, right.
But yeah, you do recognize some of the addresses because, some of the places you were looking actually for your other house were in some of the neighborhoods where some of these addresses were.
Interesting.
So Alexander's going to point to the folder and say, I have my screen. I have my ghoul on the way to deliver this to Carmine as well. Mr. Ransdale, if you would please, flip to the back of the folder.
I'll go to the back.
So, yeah, Bill, go ahead and describe the pictures.
Okay. There are several pictures of the deputy mayor meeting with the mayor.
Okay.
The weird thing is, you know what? Perception, alertness for the people looking at the pictures.
Okay.
7 dice for PJ.
Detail oriented?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 4.
I'll get Holly's roll.
I got my own. I can do my roll. Yeah.
Not that one.
Josh, what's your dice pool?
4.
Okay.
I got 2. PJ, you need yours rolled?
No, I already got
You
his.
got me.
Okay.
Well, Josh came out with 1 success.
Okay.
I have my own dice. I'll roll my own dice. No,
The others notice it much better than Josh does. But in the scene, you can see them sitting at a table. You can see them kind of sitting at a corner area, but you can see a third chair seems to be moved out, and for those, you can just see that it looks like that seat is currently taken. But there's
nobody
nothing there.
And invisibly taken.
It looks like as if somebody is sitting there watching or conversing.
He's gonna
So
point at it.
What the? Yeah.
And
I will give everybody an Intel Kindred lore roll.
Okay.
See if they can figure it out.
I mean, I know what it is out of character, but my character
Yeah.
doesn't know, so I will be rolling Kindred Lores 2, Intelligence, so 6 dice.
Nice. Boom. Okay.
My dice pool is 2 dice.
Is the answer La Sombra don't show up on film?
Correct. The answer is La Sombra do not show up on film.
What was the difficulty?
It don't matter. You got it. La Sombra do not show up on film. You know that much. The clan literally cannot be filmed. Cannot have their picture taken, stuff like that.
Right.
They also don't have a reflection.
so Alexander's
The only
going
clan that has it.
Alexander's going to point at that seat and say, "Guess who's sitting there?"
There.
I would say that is Gareth.
Gareth?
Everybody's correct.
Ransdale Ransdale will look at his brewhouse buddy Blaine Alms, and he says, "I trust you two. Can you please watch my body?"
Alexander looks confused as all shit.
Right?
What, is it going to do tricks?
Yeah, that's what Blaine
I don't
said.
think I want to see Mr. Ransdale turn tricks.
I can make him do
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
It will be watched.
Can you roll me 6 dice?
Gotcha.
I will look at the pictures for a minute to familiarize myself with the address and location.
Okay, which city hall? Which the mayor's office?
Right, but I mean the other places where they're sleeping.
Okay, well, you knew where the mayor was sleeping. You went to the house.
Right. But he said that there were places on there that had addresses where.
Oh, okay. You're
yeah.
looking at the. Okay, you're focused on the address. Okay.
Yeah, I will not be engaging them. But I use astral projection and leave my body and go to the places to see them.
So basically, you guys just see Mr. Ranzo kind of sit back, and it's funny because I'm trying to picture this, this Tremere just kind of sitting back and just looking relaxed, and then just seems to zone out.
Oh, yeah. What it looks like is Ranzo will sit back kind of rigidly, but kind of move his butt forward, so he's leaning back into the chair, and then all of a sudden his neck slumps forward and his body is reclining in the chair. Obviously the body's there, but no one's home.
Alex is just gonna look at you. Alex is just gonna look at Marcella and just without actually saying anything, just give her a look of do you know what the fuck's going on? I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
All addresses that you can see.
Doing something special.
Right now, 3 seem to be active, and oh boy, you see standing out front of all 3 is one jet black Krynos werewolf in each location, in each of the 3 locations.
Wait, I thought there were 8 locations.
Yeah, but 3 of the ones have a jet black. The others just look like houses. If you go in and look, they're not there right now.
Sure. But I see they're while they're gone, they're guarded by 3 of the places are guarded by
3 of the places are guarded by a jet black Krynos werewolf. Not outside, by the way, inside.
Yeah, they have 3 fucking A-bombs still.
Yeah. Or what you think. Yeah.
That's cool. But do all the places, when I look in them, look like there are places where they're still staying, there's stuff there,
it looks like they're still being lived in.
Sure.
Still being used, at least.
But I know where the key ones are to send the hitters.
Correct.
I'll go back to my body.
Okay. You finally see him come out of his trance. It took, we'll say, it takes about 40 minutes or so for him to do this.
Well, actually, while I'm in astral, I can move up to 1,500 miles an hour.
Oh, shit. Well, then it took him 10 minutes.
Alright.
Over the course of that time, we can just say that Marcella and Alex were just discussing the minutia of the data that he was able to present.
Right.
Yeah, from what you can tell, by the way, Marcella, they're only speculating that it's 3 weeks. They can't be positive because they don't have someone
active.
Yeah, someone who has already, who's in that between time period.
No, but we do.
What they're guessing on with the virus, what they're assuming with the virus, is that it takes 3 weeks because of the strength of it.
We have someone we can watch. But we also have someone who is, we have a couple people that we can watch now.
Alms is a control.
Alms, we're going to put you in a giant bubble.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. I'm afraid I have too much to do to be put in a giant bubble.
Ransdale will sit up and he will rearrange. He'll arrange his clothes properly.
Did you enjoy your acid trip?
Not take an astral trip. I let my soul leave my body so that I could see the places from the astral realm while they could not see me.
He's gonna turn back to Alms. See? Disconcerting. Ripping souls from your own body.
Yes.
Highly disconcerting.
It's quite enlightening.
I can do that.
I'm sure it's interesting.
Mr. Ransdale will circle 3 of the addresses. These are their power locations, as they still have 3 abominations that protect them.
It makes sense that there are abominations there. That would probably be the 3 top
Oh.
leaders, aside from Garrett.
Abominations.
What is an
bad.
abomination?
Oh, an abomination, as we found out, is a werewolf that has been embraced by a vampire. So he has
Yes.
the powers of a vampire fused into one body. Quite potent.
That's a
What?
scary
To an
combination.
extent, they're quite powerful, but they have limits too.
Of
I
course,
imagine they're
everything-
exceedingly volatile.
They are extremely volatile.
I believe that these have probably had their minds turned to mush via dominate, and they are merely guardians that will lash out at the first unknown face.
More than likely.
Probably.
So they have a little more than automatons that will attack us violently should we go to raid them.
Hmm.
The other places, I believe, that if we do fire bombs and attack them during the day, we will likely kill all of them inside, as they're weaker. But I believe that likely they have some individually strong packs at each of these places. Likely one of them is the Nosferatus, and I'm not sure who are in the other 2. But I know that Gareth has another level of protection. He likely has another abomination protecting him, and then he has all of his men in his security firm that we would also have to chew through to get to him. So
That is true.
he will be a whole other interesting combat.
Now,
So, I suppose one of my biggest questions then is there's these locations where these the supposed abomination things are guarding it. If
Yes.
that is where some of his lieutenants are at, how... Marcella, Ransdale, you two are more familiar with the tactical view of the situation than I am. How likely is it that if we raid these places, we might be able to pull some sort of useful information out of those lieutenants?
Fighting the
is there a way
abomination,
to do it in the day? That would be best, but we unfortunately don't move during the day.
we can move during the day. I can acquire such a means as to allow us to operate during the daytime.
You can what?
You're all vampires.
Yes,
It's-
I am Mr. Ransdale. It seems that you have forgotten this.
Oh, Mr. Ransdale.
Alright, Merlin.
I can arrange transportation, and I can provide all of us the ability to be cognizant during the daytime.
Striking during the day is probably the best. Best we can do.
They will be hindered by their lack of humanity, and we will be emboldened as we will not be bearing the weight of the sun's negativity upon us.
Correct.
Ransdale, have you... Oh, okay.
No.
This is going to be slightly off topic, but I feel it needs to be asked.
Yes.
Do you remember Sunrise looking as good as some of us have forgotten?
Ooh,
Yes.
I felt that wrong, but,
Perception awareness.
mm-hmm.
So what? Some dude walks in.
About to.
Okay,
Actually, you're
well,
going to hear the commotion outside first.
I got one.
oh,
Ah, crap. I accidentally rolled too many dice. I rolled 8 instead of 6.
How many
I
minutes
got
did you?
4.
6 dice for me. Will I am.
Gotcha.
There.
Matt, if you'd be so
One's
kind
enough.
to do the magic for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to make that little dice roll thing though.
Oh yeah, 4 successes is more than enough. You'll actually hear it long before the others do.
Is it
How many, Josh?
I got 3.
Or pool.
Was it alert or awareness?
Awareness.
Okay.
You have a feeling there's a commotion going on outside. You actually see. Sorry, I'll wait. Yes, you said 4.
Okay. You got one.
Close enough. Everybody can at least notice. You see one of the guards come in. They walk straight up to Mr. Ranzo. There's a gentleman out here says he wishes to see you. He's not one of us.
Very. Mr. Bill, because I don't know what's coming at us. Bill rolled me 12 dice.
Oh, shit. I know what that means.
Alright,
shit.
so it's a simple cancel anyway, so that'll just cancel one of my 10s completely.
Yeah.
10s explode on this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I will become a
Jesus
fourth
Christ.
gen. I'll become a fourth gen for 6 hours.
Fucking damn it.
Jesus
This is why
Christ.
thaumaturgy is such a wicked fucking path.
By
I will,
the way, Josh, when I said that Ransdale was a scary motherfucker, this is
Now
why.
you're seeing it.
He is the
Yes.
goddamn Batman.
so I have 30 blood beads that hold 2 blood each because of ritual of holding per my downtime things. So I will burn for 10 beads, and no, I'll burn 15 beads, get 30 blood, and blood up all my stats to 10, and then have extra for my blood pool in case I have to spend silly things.
Now, mind you, he's just basically all you do is see him stand up, and he just kind of looks a little bulkier and, you know, a little more.
Oh yeah,
Pops
Scary.
some pills into his mouth and he
Yeah,
runs
he
out.
I've seen him pop some Pez.
Ransdale starts to unbutton his suit jacket as he's blood buffing and his muscles are bulging in his shirt, and he takes off his suit jacket. He's like,
Okay.
I have been very prepared for a member of the rebellion to come, and like his fists get bigger and he like grows a little bit. He reaches into his bag and puts on an army helmet, which probably seems pretty dumb. He pulls out his sword.
Oh, shit.
And I'll rip a willpower. And I need to
Oh
roll.
my.
Blaine stands up a little straighter at this point.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what the hell?
Apparently my willpower
It just-
is 7, so can you roll me 7?
Dude, you just became almost the Incredible Hulk here right in front of you guys.
So at this point, since he's roiding out and even grabbing the sword, Mr. Ransdale, as the Scourge, don't you have the authority to allow others possession of their weapons again, despite being at the Elysium?
Well, this individual is outside, and I'm going to head outside, as that's where the security guard said he was. So if you are leaving through the door and you want to grab your weapons, by all means.
AKA, he won't stop you.
Alexander's just gonna nod and go get his 45 and 9mm.
Okay.
Ransdale walks outside with the sword in one hand.
I got my 9mm on the way out. I'm
Okay.
following right behind it.
Everybody else going? Just to watch?
I'm gonna go investigate, but yeah, I know better than to come armed here anyway.
Well, they just take your weapons at the door and let you get them back when you're done.
Ransdale will tell someone, if you take a weapon from my bag, just let me know. And the bag is open.
Cause he's got like an AK and what a fucking gun in there or something.
If you look in
He's probably got all kinds of fun instruments of doom
Oh,
in
yeah.
there.
He's got
If
quite
you
a
look
few
in there, there's a
poisons.
lot of ritual components in little pouches that are labeled, but also, like, sitting in the middle next to where the sword is, there's an AK-47, and there's 2 silent SMGs, so...
Take your pick.
Ransdale walks outside, looking
Okay.
angry.
As everybody walks outside, you see there are several guards standing, guns pointed at this one gentleman.
I have
Here
to
you
make
can
scan
see,
for the chameleon before walking out.
you could see him. He's literally standing there, hands up. He even has his jacket open, and you see, guards haven't moved anywhere near him yet.
Oh my gun.
Ransdale will walk
He's
past
got
the guards, and he will have them lower their weapons.
They do.
And
They're keeping an eye on him, but
he will walk up within striking distance of the individual, and he will go, yes.
well played. Well played. He just looks at you. Marcella, intelligence roll.
Oh god, is this voice familiar?
Oh, yeah.
I got one.
You know who it is.
It's Roderick, isn't it?
Correct.
I want to put some things to rest. I'm assuming
She
Roderick-
crosses her arms over her chest
I assume Roderick's willpower is 10, correct?
and straightens up.
8, actually.
Roll me 6 dice, diff 8, I'll rip a willpower. I want to karmic sight him to finally see what he is.
No, difficulty 8. So you got 2 successes.
Plus the willpower is 3.
So 3.
So I get all the stuff if I got 5 rolls on Auspex, so I get to know like his current emotional state, what kind of aura he has, if he's a different supernatural, or if he's just like a vampire, or if he's a ghoul mage. I would tell he has a pale aura with magical sparkles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also get to know his nature, demeanor, and if he's on a path, and I get to know if he is under the effect of a demonic pact or some kind of dominate or stuff like that.
Gotcha. He's pure human, and he's not under any pact. He is on the path of humanity because he's a human.
He's pure, straight up, just normalized human.
Pure, straight up human.
He is somebody's bitch then.
There are nothing that says he's somebody's bitch. At least
No.
visualize that way.
Not in that directly way. Yeah. Not in the direct way. But he's somebody's bitch. He's working for them.
So Ransdale will say, "Thank you. I thought I thought giving back what you had given me would be a good present."
He smiled.
Seeing him the last time she heard from him around, she actually kind of just starts looking around casually for anything weird because, the last time she talked to him, he was talking to her, but apparently Gareth was sitting behind his ass the entire time. So yeah, she's just kind of casually looking around.
Perception
outside.
witness for everybody else. Mr. Ransdale is busy focused on this guy, so.
I'm cool. No bigs.
Yeah. I'll roll for the guard.
I'm dropping a willpower as I'm looking around because I'm actively...
Because you really don't want
alertness. Yeah, you don't want to miss this roll.
3.
Oh,
I
well,
got
guard's
3.
case is shit at that.
Josh, you said your dice pool was 4, correct?
Yes, on this particular roll, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
You don't see anything either. Okay, nothing's seen.
And the gargoyle gets 1.
And I got 3
Good
with
news.
my
He
willpower.
seems to be alone.
Seems to be.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be alone.
Oh,
There's nobody within a close proximity, and to get close to this place with all the snipers and hidden guys, it would take a miracle.
Ransdale
These are just the guards you see.
with the karmic sight, he's not like a human who has the virus. He's not a carrier.
Nope.
Okay.
Came to offer you guys a deal.
Oh, wonderful.
Marcella, how are you doing today?
What kind of deal could you have for us? I'm fabulous. Thank you, Mr. Roderick, for asking.
Can I reach into my coat? He has his hands up the whole time.
Ransdale goes, "Of course you can."
See him reach in, pulls out a vial. You see there's some kind of liquid in it. You
What
want
is
it?
Edit it.
He smiles and nods to Alex's comment.
What are the fish hooks that come associated with taking that?
Nothing. Just that me making this effort, aside from what I've already told you, has put me on a list.
What list?
The same list the mayor was on.
Interesting.
Somebody's shit list?
The Sabbat
you know.
will kill him for giving us this. I'm wondering what the angle is that you're attempting to play. Are you wanting to curry favor and extend your life?
No.
Then why put yourself in-
I originally signed up with Gareth because I thought he had some interesting ideas and pursuits. When I began to see a bigger picture, I began to realize what he really was.
While I'm looking at his aura, is he telling me they're lying?
Completely telling the truth. He hasn't lied once about anything he said. I came alone. If I was here, believe me, if Gareth was here, I'd already be dead.
Oh, I believe that you're telling the truth.
Yes, he was telling the truth about that. Well, to his knowledge, he believes that he's telling the truth, at least on the fact that he would be dead.
So there's not any weird latent dominates in him or anything?
Nope. Apparently, Gareth was just smart enough to keep somebody, who was willing to back some plays. I don't want to see the city taken over by them, and honestly, from the plans I heard, I don't want those to come about either.
I see.
Plans that you heard, huh?
Again, you can believe me or not, I'm pretty sure the rather large, pissed-off-looking gentleman standing in front of me can determine my truthfulness. I'm not sure, but I've heard things. However, what I am saying is the truth. I am on a list now, just coming here.
Oh.
Well then, if you're on a list, I would honestly suggest we would get out of any place that could be described as sniper fire zone, thank you.
Hey, look around. I think you're safe here.
And what you've heard would most certainly be useful as well.
Go ahead, BJ.
No, Ransdell was just agreeing with him. He was like, in order to snipe us, you would have to make yourselves available to our snipers. So I doubt that's what. However...
Besides, they're not this far in yet.
However, if I were to bring you in, you have valuable information. That is true. As far as I can tell, you are not bound by a demonic entity. You are not...
He kind of shivers at that thought.
You are not dominated with any latent commands to harm us. But
I'm aware.
there's the chance. What are you seeking? Do you wish to keep yourself as a mortal? Are you looking to join our society? Unfortunately, we are beholden to certain rules, and you know so much about us that you will have to be in some way involved.
Well, given a choice, if I had to, I would prefer to live, but I did not come here seeking anything in return.
Well,
you guys have been pushing and not being able to get information. I'm here to give you that information, whether I remain upright when I come out of here, or whether I remain dead.
Ransdell will not.
The information will be given to you no matter what.
Ransdell will text the prince.
Okay.
And he will say, can I have right of progeny?
Agreed.
Okay.
Mainly because you've never asked for it.
Ransdell will say...
I'll be right back in about 30 seconds.
Okay.
Ransdell will say, you are welcomed. You may come in and share an information with us. But first we have to properly bring you in with an induction ceremony. If you please.
Very well. You just stand there, not gonna move, he's waiting on you to...
I'll lead him into the building.
Okay.
I'll make sure that I'm behind him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I lead him into the building, Ransdell will say, please, have a seat.
He sits down.
Ransdell will... he will engage the kiss from behind, drain all of his blood, and put blood in his mouth and embrace him, Tremere.
Awesome.
Very blatantly.
He is a 7th gen Tremere.
Jesus Christ.
I'm about to have an apprentice leave.
Yeah, there you go. There's your replacement.
Right?
You'll just have to have him sit in the chantry the whole time and study like crazy, but that's fine.
Right? He's not going to get to come out and play because he's going to have to learn all about, like, the Camarilla and
everything.
Do all this
Anything
stuff.
he doesn't actually know, which is actually more than you think. He doesn't know a lot. He knows enough.
But he knows enough.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ransdale will obviously let him feed.
Whoa.
Ransdale will let him feed to his content, because, you know, when you wake up, you don't have any blood in your system, so
Oh, yeah.
I've got, like, fuckloads of blood traces.
Yeah, you just boosted yourself to have a shit ton, so yeah, you're good. Yeah, he feeds till he's actually full.
Cool. Then I will lick my wrist. I will say, now you have been inducted into our society. I have things that you will need to be taught, but now you are my childer.
He nods.
And as the tradition of sire to childer for the next, he'll look at Marcella and he'll say 40 years, 50 years, 40. We'll say 40 because I assume you're a quick learner. You'll be bloodbound to me.
He nods.
40 years,
That
noted.
escalated quickly.
Incredibly quickly.
You now have a source of information who was inside the heart of the activities.
And we have to keep him alive long enough to figure out what he knows.
He's dead now. He's a Tremere.
Yes. He's
You just
taken
watched-
now.
you just-
We just
Final
watched
death
him
long enough.
embraced.
Yeah,
We
you just
watched
watched him
him.
embraced. But you noticed Mr. Ransdale did text before he did anything.
Yep.
Yes. But
You don't know
what
who
I-
he texted, but you have a feeling with what he
Oh.
just did, you know who.
To me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, to you it doesn't matter. But to the Camarilla
He can-
ones, and
Yep.
yeah.
He can do what he wants in my eyes. I don't give a shit.
Now to the business we were discussing. He puts the vial down, right on the table.
Marcella,
Mr. Ransdale.
I will assume that you can synthesize an antidote, another antidote, or more of it with that. If not, then
You will need a will worker.
I have one.
It's the only way to counter the effect of what they've done.
I have one in my direct disposal.
We
You
have.
will need him to do it.
I think it would be best that you do it this time as a show of good faith. When you came in this evening, I was slightly perturbed because the father has not spoken to me yet, and I expect by
I
this
forgot
time
to say
he
this.
has the good sense to have done so.
I just
Mr.
forgot. to say this.
Ransdale, I have given him your contact information. I, however, cannot force him to do so.
Oh no, but I
I
have.
have passed it along with your message, however, as asked.
Yes.
PJ, when you get a chance, check your PMs, by the way. I sent you
Okay.
his responses.
Okay, cool. Ransdale will say yes. That's why I was only slightly perturbed.
You see
However,
Roderick go back into his pocket in his coat, pull out a little notepad, slides it over.
What's this?
Garrus address in the city.
what was it?
Garrus
Yes,
address in the city.
Marcella glances at it.
The moment that he finds out that you're not anywhere around his subordinates, he's going to.
He's already going to
He's at-
assume, as I said, I'm already a dead man. Well, more so
Okay,
than I am now.
literally now.
On the plus side, while you're standing next to me, he can't scry on your location, and you'll be havening with me and my contingent of gargoyles. So if he wants to kill you, he'll have to kill a substantial amount of us.
You know, you should know he's in league with a demon.
Oh,
Is he a
I was quite
journalist?
confident of that.
No, you misunderstand. He's
Or just
really
works with
in
one.
league with the demon.
Oh,
He has taken part of the demon essence into himself.
that will be quite difficult to destroy. I'll have to think.
Nods.
Ransdale gives no fucks right now.
And the
Goody.
virus was phase 1.
Okay.
What
What's
is
the
phase
rest?
2?
And the other phases.
Destruction
So-
of the various Elysiums. Phase 3 was to try and pit the supernatural groups against each other.
I think he's already working on that. That's not just phase 3.
Oh,
All
that's
phases are in
probably
process
already.
right now.
yes, we are on phase 6, I believe.
8.
8.
Roderick looks at you.
Go on. What are the other phases in between?
Phase 4.
Phase 4 is he was to ensure the mayor's assistance in trying to lock you down. That was the police presence. He was to call in the Black Wolf Force to assist with that.
All right. Well,
He hence where I came into play. Black Wolf is mine.
well.
Well, I don't guess.
I'm sure he's about to find out that that's not his anymore. She glances at Ransdale.
Ransdale will say, can you get your men out before they're all destroyed by him? Or were they just acceptable losses?
This was a group that was acceptable losses.
He nods.
In Garrett's eyes. Not mine. They are quite a bit to pay.
Well, I know that he was staying there with them, but with you leaving, he will obviously...
He's never really stayed in one location for any amount of time. That address is the main spot where you probably...
Are your men... Is there anything we can do in regards to your people?
They've already been sent orders.
Disposed of? Okay.
They've already been sent orders.
He nods.
In a worst case scenario, and they are captured, they are to kill themselves.
Understood.
But they will try and take as many with them as they can. His force is not as large as you guys have been assuming. He's really not that fully engulfed in this.
I assume only the worst based on what we've been told.
Phase 5. Disseminate bullshit information.
Phase 6.
If everything went according to the rest of the phases, he was to corrupt the prince fully and turn him Sabbat, and then have the prince allow the Sabbat into the city.
Phase 7.
Basically open the door.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that did not go very well.
Yeah, so he's had to rework some plans. Phase 7 was quite simple. He was going to lay low, let you guys react to what he did, and attempt to find both antediluvians. And find the one that walks in the city.
What?
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 No? There's an antediluvian walking in the city.
Who?
I don't know, but I know he's on the red list.
Intelligence, kindred lore.
I don't know what that is, but Garrett was very specific about finding this guy.
Ransdale found out real deep.
So willpower 2, 3, 4.
Red list is the kindred's most wanted. They are ones that the Camarilla want to hunt and destroy as soon as possible.
I know what the red list is. That's been explained to me. I'm trying to ponder the antediluvian because he said the red list.
Ransdale will roll intelligence and cam lore, so it's 6 of them to know what is the current red list.
Can I roll Camarilla Law for that as well?
Yes. You got 1 success. Let's see.
I fucking wreck it.
Okay, so you don't know shit.
I don't know anything.
No, you got at least enough success to get some names.
I got 4 on what I was trying to do, but
I got 2.
I got 5.
Okay. You would know Enkidu, Ganina. Enkidu is a gangrel. Ganina is a Samdi. Rabat, which is a Nosferatu. You wouldn't know the... here's a fun one. Ocean, which is a Fianna werewolf and independent ghoul.
No,
Dylan, which is a Venture Anti-Tribute Infernalist.
no, maybe that guy. Maybe he's fucking Venture.
Ferox is a Gargoyle. Alexis is a Ravnos. Germain's a Bruja Anti-Tribute. Tariq is an Assamite. Valerius Mayor is the Tremere Anti-Tribute and another Infernalist. And Petaniqua, which is a Malkavian and mother to Alexander the Great. And then Kementiri, which is a follower of Set. Those are the only ones that are known. These are known.
Well, I can tell you, it's not Set.
No, yeah, we know it's not Set.
But actually, there is another one that you don't know, but I'm not adding him because that's only the red list that you guys know.
Sure.
That wasn't okay. So this role.
So do you want to
for
know
me is-
known red list members?
No, I didn't. That's not what my role was for. So
What's your role for?
I had actively said, because you said something very specific. You said antediluvian. So that's what I was That's what I was trying to ponder directly. And I had
Okay,
four.
there are only a few antediluvians that are rumored to still be up and running.
Yep, and I know that 2 are asleep under the city, and I know which 2. So their process of elimination out.
Yep.
And the red list was also mentioned in that. So that's
Okay.
why I said that's why it was specific in what I was looking for.
Yeah, to determine which ones are there. I mean, it's only rumor because nobody knows if there are any actually walking. But the rumors are that supposedly, Marcella would know that supposedly the Assamite antediluvian is around.
I don't want to fuck with Hakeem.
Hakeem.
It's not known whether or not he's actually walking around, but it was rumored that supposedly when he went into quote-unquote torpor, he was spotted in other locations many years later.
Right. He could have gone into torpor, went and played
But
around a little,
they-
gone back to torpor.
Time hop, yep.
They specifically said a red lister that is an antediluvian.
Yes,
Bill,
a red lister that is an antediluvian.
Yes,
Bill,
yes.
do I need to roll it?
Yeah. Well, no.
To
You,
know that it's Joe?
no, you don't need to roll to know that it's Joe. He's already told you.
Yeah, do
Well, he
noted.
hinted at it, but he didn't exactly tell you to.
He said if I told you my name, you would have to try and kill me.
Yes. Which is
Yeah.
enough of an information.
So,
But yeah,
Okay, well, I don't
technically
know.
there are no known antediluvians on the red list, but this guy seems pretty sure there is one.
Okay,
but
Yeah,
just as an aside,
what's
Alexander
his
is
name?
specifically not
That's what
saying
she's
anything.
like.
Mr. Ransdale will take out his phone. He will call Jonas.
Yes, Mr. Ramsdale.
I was wondering if you could patch me through to the Justicar. I need to speak to her about things that are not of a justicarial nature.
Understood. 1 second. Yes, Mr. Ramsdale.
Hi, Lucend. I'm speaking to you as an Alistair and not as a Justicar.
Understood.
Are there people on the red list that we don't know about, say, an antediluvian?
How do you know this?
Digging for information. Can I know which antediluvians, if any, are on the red list?
Malkav and Hakeem.
Oh no!
Ransdale. Ransdale just has like his face kind of just looks sad right now. He's like, okay.
So happy it's Marcella
I
in
never
this
told
scene
you
right
this.
now.
You never told me what.
Exactly.
And he'll hang up the phone.
Okay.
Sorry.
So Ransdale
I don't know.
closes
Thomas,
his phone.
Roderick kind of looks at him. I don't know who he's looking for. I just know there is supposedly an antediluvian on the red list that he's looking for. I don't know why he wants him, and I'm not sure I want to know why. But
I guess
I
it
know
all
if he
depends on
finds-
which one he's looking for.
I know if he
Mr.
finds his antediluvian, he plans to diabolarize him.
Mr. Roderick,
Well,
I want you to think very, very sternly as to why he would want the antediluvian that is awake. Because, bound to a demon or not, that is a lot of power he's intending to try and contend with. And while I understand that Gareth is a potent individual in his own right, I
he
cannot
finds his
believe
own
that he is...
antediluvian, he'll be worse.
I cannot believe that he is actually intending to try and capture or induce him to a conscious antediluvian without having already gotten a hold of his own.
Again, I don't know. I'm assuming that's a last-ditch effort after he got his.
Ransdale will look at Alexander. A red lister is someone who is considered anathema to the Camarilla. And
I'm aware.
so, if they are such a concern, he may wish to stir that individual into an alliance to destroy or keep us busy.
Could be that as well. Or it could just be he is... I will say, Gareth is very eager for power.
Say he doesn't?
Ransdale?
Did you say he doesn't?
No, he is eager for power. He will do whatever
No,
it takes to get it.
Ransdale is speaking to Alex. You said he doesn't?
Yeah, and he's going looking at Ransdale. He's to say, "If you would please," and he's going to tap his own temple.
Oh, okay. Is a willing target easier to telepathy?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, do I have to roll, or is it just lower?
We can just say you do it. I mean,
Okay, cool.
willing target.
I will go into your mind.
Okay, so pretty much the first thought that you get is, "Yeah, I've never done this before. I apologize." And he's pretty much trying to show you a conversation that he had.
Which is with an Arabic gentleman who seems to be kind of hiding himself.
And he's a man named Joe. Specifically.
If you show the conversation, you would hear, "If I told you my name, you'd have to kill me."
But also specifically getting to the part of the conversation where he goes over, talks to a Sabbat member, takes him outside, comes back, and specifically goes to go talk to the, at the time, Venture Whip, to say that was a Sabbat member, etc., blah, blah, blah. And then later on in the conversation saying, "I'm here for a few marks of my own, and I am not in any way attempting to interfere with the Camarilla's business."
Okay.
So why would the Inner Council put him on the... I mean, those two antediluvians alone, why would they put him on the red list?
Well, frankly, because he's powerful and dangerous.
Malcav is... Well, Malcav, that's enough.
No!
As that guy goes around just fucking shit up.
Because he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and nobody can really stop him.
And
Dementation, bitch!
and
Side chat says it all.
because-
I'm glad that I have Marcella in here right now.
Yeah.
and he probably Hakeem because he made a clan of like people who will willingly diabolarize. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so
But
Ransdale.
anyway, the last thing before Ransdale goes out his mind is, I doubt that he is attempting to work with Hakeem. It is probably simply an attempt at if he can either get enough bodies thrown at Hakeem to injure him so that he can diabolarize him, or after he gets a hold of his antediluvian. Those are the only things that really make any sense to me.
Ransdale will not.
Getting that kind of power would be very, very bad for the city.
But
Yeah.
that was all in Alexander's head, so I apologize for the diversion, but
Ransdale will look at, like, he makes a gesture, Ransdale looks at him, Ransdale looks at everyone else, and just, he makes, like, the most, like, sad, grimacy face ever. Like, Ransdale never looks sad. He looks just sad right now.
It's actually hilarious to see this, this rather large gentleman, Michael Clark Duncan, for those who need a visual reference, with a big, sad face. It's just really, really...
Oh.
He's
like,
sad.
oh, but then you're like, holy shit. If he's sad, that's never a good sign.
Ransdale will just, like, close his eyes for a minute, and then he'll open them back up. So, moving on.
Gareth's main focus is the antediluvians. he wants them in any way, shape, or form.
Well, oh God.
More specifically, the sleeping ones, because he knows he can have a chance with them.
Can he? Can he really?
If they're unconscious and he diablerizes them, won't take much.
What is he offering the mages?
He's
That
probably
he
dealing
would
with
never
an
tell me.
external one.
I assume that he's probably offering the mages access to the nodes. Unlimited power.
Ransdale will text his gargoyle and like the main one and see like if they've
Gortak.
made any progress. Yeah, Gortak, have they made any progress through the catacombs?
We're still looking. These catacombs are much larger than we originally anticipated because we never bothered to look, honestly. But we think we're on a trail, so we're working on it now. I'll let you know.
Ransdale says good. Like he's happy that it's much more difficult for the guys who can actually just like easily flow through stones. So.
Yeah. If it's hard for them,
Also-
well, it's going to be damn near possible for everybody else.
That said, though, the Sabbat have a few months head start.
That's true.
Oh yeah, but it's better, than not. So Ransdale puts away his phone. I have not located the antediluvians yet, but I think I should within the month.
By the way, Phase 8 is he's going to corner the market.
Oh.
Which market?
Well,
Any in
The
particular?
stock market for the city. He's going to crash it, basically. AKA all that money you guys have, worthless.
I assumed that he kept you because you had intense mortal sway, in addition to having a security firm.
He nods. Mainly it was for the security firm, but I had the power to arrange things.
Roderick, I'm
And
going to need
those
to know
children he took?
exactly who.
Yes.
those children he took.
What-
Marcella looks right at him.
Who do you think he's using to do that?
You.
No. Who do you
Who?
think he's using to crash the market?
Their parents.
No.
Some mortal
The
group.
children are all hackers.
Oh.
The Cyberdelia attack that happened about a
He
week.
didn't kill them, he took them.
Not. They are currently under his control, all Gould to him, and he's making them work. They currently, as of right now, are working on crashing the system.
His blood bonds are still working?
He's Gould them. He didn't blood bond them. He Gould them.
Do you know
they're
where
not-
they're
He was
working?
bitching about the blood bond,
Yeah, they're not in love with him, they're just Gould.
but they're just Gould. They're basically like crack addicts to him right now. He wants their, he's fed him some of their, of his blood, and they, jumped on the chance. Of course, he's whispering things in their ear and, promising them all kinds of things. In reality, as soon as they're done, they're dead.
Do you have an address?
Points to the
I-
notebook.
I actually have to think on something very carefully here regarding my kid, just because of the injuries he took and how odd it was that he handled them so well.
Okay.
So what do you want me to roll? Intelligence?
And
What specifically are you looking for? I mean, that's
intelligence, profession, mommying.
Well, considering he was with these kids when the shit hit the fan, if I recall that this is the thing.
Yes, that's exactly
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm looking into, like trying to think. Like,
it would be
these kids are bloodbound. What did he do that? Somehow
not
managed to do
bloodbound.
that?
They're Gould. Remember,
They're Gould,
blood
yeah,
bonds weren't
Gould.
working. Yeah.
Yes, I apologize, Gould. You knew what I meant.
Mm.
Like I said, he took that bullet and those claws rather well for being immortal.
Well, he's not Gould.
Well,
He would have acted a lot different and been a little different, no matter who Gould him.
Nope.
They tend to act a little odd.
but I'm pondering this in that regard that this is odd.
Plus,
so-
he's healing normally.
Exactly.
He's still got a wound in his, and he's still got the scratch marks
Okay.
across his chest and the bullet wound in his, shoulder.
But it's still kind of off in the first place. I'm just pondering it more, knowing, like, after what was just said.
He did
Seems
say
safe.
he did say one of his friends helped, and it was one of his friends who clawed him. He didn't say it was one of his friends who shot him. He said it was one of his friends who clawed him.
Right.
Alexander.
1, 2, 3. Hinted live in the city.
Yes.
If you go
Never
after
mind.
those kids, I want in.
The biggest concern that I have right now is that I need to make sure that they can't do this next phase. I can try and make sure that it gets shut down.
They did say it was going to take a while. I mean, what he's asking of them, he's basically trying to put the city into an electronic shutdown.
Yes. And you know an easy way to try and preempt some of this?
They'll use various hacker codes, various viruses, and
There's an easy way to preempt all of that. If we can keep an eye on that building to see where they move the children to afterwards, I can simply shut down all of its power and any of its connection to the internet. They can't do anything if they can't connect to it. And if they try to move them,
he
points it
pulls out a
completely
little
opposite.
device. You see it's one of those portable Wi-Fi spots, drops it down. I can get around
Dale
that
will
too.
say, I have seen this movie. I believe
I've seen this movie.
the picture was Bruce Willis, and it was something called Die Hard. I had never been in a
It's
video
called a
store
fire sale.
at the time,
Yeah.
but yes, this is a fire sale, I believe it is called.
That's exactly what they're trying to do, is a fire sale. For those who haven't seen it, basically they just crash all electronics. Put everybody, in a sense, back before electronics existed.
Okay.
Oh, it's nasty. You guys really gotta watch that Die Hard to understand how effective it is. I gotta admit, they did some research for that one.
We cannot let this happen. We have this place. I'm going to need to coordinate with more people because we have priorities now on what we need to strike. Previously, we were going to strike the Swan, but I believe that is fruitless, as now we have an antidote that we can produce
Yeah,
more
Roderick looks.
of.
Why the Swan? That actually wasn't even one of the targets.
One of our people assumed that was the ground zero for spreading the
Probably just pure luck that the guy walked in there, but no. I can give you the name of the guy who was infected.
I care little for this, as if we already have the antidote through you, then that whole
Was it Joe Smith?
I mean, yeah, that's a perfect antidote. Like I said, to reproduce it, you'll have to have mages assist. But that direct antidote can cure at least 3 people. It doesn't take a lot.
That's fine.
They purposely didn't make it too dangerous because if they got it, they're not immune. They didn't have a vaccine.
No, this is definitely fine. We can synthesize an antidote from this, so we should just move forward with that. Now that we no longer need a control, I will, before we leave, I'll cure the both of you of the disease, and then once we have, we'll no longer worry about its effects.
Okay.
By the way, phase 10, which is the ultimate last-ditch effort, if nothing else goes according to plan, he's going to tactical strike the city.
The tactical with like a nuclear device?
Not.
How the hell did he manage to get a nuclear weapon?
That I don't know. He just said he will nuke the city. I believe he's already got it here.
Okay, well, then I need to compartmentalize. Ransdale is like talking to no one. He's like, I need to compartmentalize. I have an antediluvian that I need to deal with, whether positively or negatively. I need to deal with them. I have a nuclear device in the city. that
Possibly. I'm not sure if it actually is here, but I know
Well-
that's his last-ditch effort, so I would assume he'd already put it in place.
Rainsdale kind of like waves like a hand in the air, or whatever. Even if it's not here, having someone constantly searching for it is what I need to have happen. I need to get these hackers gotten rid of, hopefully with their lives intact. I need to destroy all the Sabbat in their havens and kill their abominations. I need to duel Gareth to the death. I need to keep the antediluvians safely asleep. He'll look over and he'll look at Alex. He'll be like, "Is that all I have to do?"
I'm sorry, I was having to answer something Marcus sent me. Give the recap. I apologize.
Basically, he listed out what he has to do. Yes, deal with the antediluvian that's walking around, protect the two that are sleeping, find the tactical nuke, and destroy Gareth.
Honestly, I would not be concerned about the one walking around. If the one walking around intended us any harm, I believe that we would have already been pretty much mopped the floor with. Honestly, I believe that the nuke and the antediluvians are the biggest things that we need to be concerned with. Or
Well,
that
I know.
should say you should be concerned with.
I know that there are other people in this city extraordinarily potent that, should the two meet, their battle could be cataclysmic to areas of the city. So when I say that I have to deal with them, know that I do it from a position of having knowledge that others don't.
He has at all times 8 what he calls spirals protecting him.
8 of them.
I don't know how he did it. I don't know exactly what he did. I'm not sure if they're actual what he calls, but that's what he's calling them. They could be, I don't know, some kind of conglomeration or some kind of mix. They don't look, I don't even know how to explain it. They don't look normal.
Oh. Renzo just makes a sound.
So it could just be genetically engineered whatever.
What are spirals?
They're probably abominations. Mircella,
Yes?
I apologize. I probably will not have time to do what we had discussed earlier.
PJ, you just went all quiet on
Completely
us.
blank, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He moved away for a second, I could tell.
Oh, okay. Is this better or worse?
Yeah, you're good.
Better.
Okay. So he says, Marcella, I'm not going to have time to do what we had discussed sharing. I can try to facilitate that in other ways for you. But I believe that I would like to... I'm going to solve all of the domain's problems in this regard within 2 months. But it involves some very precise timing.
Alright, so what do you need?
I need you to deal with in the immediate. You will deal with Miriam, and you will secure us enough supply to inoculate our people. Is this an issue?
Oh, Miriam just has a very big mouth.
Well, I'm
Just
quite
Miriam.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, well,
unless your family.
well, her big mouth didn't cause you to have issues in your own car. We'll leave it at that.
He just gave you an alternative. He said you can go to your family member.
I would much rather speak with my cousin.
This is acceptable. He will look at Alex. Alex.
Clan Trainer will be working on trying to preempt this economic crash because, frankly, if that happens, then there will be chaos in the streets and we will not be able to make any moves. That would functionally shut down over half of anything we could possibly do.
That is a good preemptive strike on what I want. However, do not interrupt me in the middle of a tirade.
I apologize.
And you're like a tirade. Like this is really, this is a really good time.
It's not like he's yelling or anything.
Ransdale said, However, in addition to you focusing on this, I am giving you a title that I am making up on the spot that I will assure the prince is completely legitimate. You are a assistant scourge, and so any of the individuals that get in your way on the path to doing this, you also have right of destruction, so it will not be a concern.
Holy shit.
But I should clarify to you, if the economic apocalypse happens, then you will lose the use of the lower half of your body until I choose to get. I will make you a paraplegic. Do you understand?
He kind of like furrowing his brow a little bit, like,
What
By the way,
the fuck kind of threat is that? To make people a paraplegic? What the fuck?
for those who want to know what a fire sale is, I just posted it. Hang on, chat.
However, should you succeed in the task that I have given you, I will take care of your permanent fangs, and I will teach you the means to handle some other things for yourself. Do you understand?
do I even need to bother to roll to that? Pretty much, Rainsdale figured out that he has thaumaturgy while he was in his head.
What? To figure out Ransdale has thaumaturgy? He's done
No,
thaumaturgy?
that Ransdale knows he has thaumaturgy while Ransdale was in his head.
Oh.
Is that what he said?
No, Ransdale didn't.
If
Ransdale didn't prod, which he didn't say.
No,
he did, so he wouldn't know.
I mean, I got enough successes I can, like, know surface random things, but I don't really particularly care.
He has whatever. I have no idea, and he has no idea about which thing exactly you're talking about with the whole teach him to control blah blah blah. So he's like,
oh no,
sounds perfectly fair.
He kept it extremely fucking vague.
Yeah.
So he wants to let you roll something around in your mind and be like, so you know I have this, or you know that this is a problem. So how will you fix it? And then Rams will be like, oh, blah's the solution, and he will get you whatever you need to do it. He is bullshitting right now.
Yeah.
But,
Anyway, so
sounds
Alexander's pretty much just gonna nod and say, well, the alternative is we're all dead, so.
So you will succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Alms
I would
and
up that
Blaine.
table, Mr. Ransdale.
Oh yeah.
Because in exactly 1.5 months, if the plan doesn't go as initiated, that nuclear device will.
Good. The other 15 days were celebratory anyway.
He just smiles.
Ransdale turns to Blaine and Alms. You two are going to assist me in the Sabbat strike. You may very well die. It is a serious concern. But we don't have another choice. So I will give you, we'll say, the next 4 days to get your affairs in order.
Mr. Ransdale.
We're already going to put our affairs in order.
So we'll look back over at Alex.
Would you like to accompany me when I go to apprise the Seneschal of the situation?
That would be.
My character, he is available. We can pull him in. I can easily tell him to jump in.
You can just roll into the scene. I don't give a fuck.
We can do it, another time. Not a big deal. Like I said, technically it's already into downtime, so we can wait.
It's social as fuck now.
Yeah, also.
Right.
Yes. If you would like to tell him to come here, that is acceptable. If you would like to go there, that is also acceptable.
Okay, one sec. I'll send him a PM.
So, never mind. Apparently kicked you out anyways. Which one is the
Yeah, I wanted to stay in. A little tired, but I'm not too. But, yeah.
All right, now we're trying to see if Marcus is going to join us. Yeah, it just kicked you out, but trying to see if Marcus is going to join.
Okay, well, I sent him a PM.
Get back in.
And I have to copy and paste something to Cassie.
There's not too many others now.
Marcella,
Yes.
have you gained any further proficiency in necromancy?
Oh, I haven't really had a chance to start that. Are you kidding me? No. I've had a lot of bodies wind up on my table that I've had to deal with.
So you should be good at it by now, right?
Not quite in that manner.
I would like
Matt.
for your family to have at least one representative when we decide that it's time to A, kill the Sabbat, and B, when I have my showdown with Gareth.
Well, you're talking to the right person.
Oh, you will be
Find
the
somebody.
Oh,
I am our clan head at this point.
oh yes.
Yes.
Nope. Matt got kicked out.
Do you
Apparently
have
Google's just starting. Well,
have you spoken to the chosen of your clan?
No.
yeah.
There is a member of your clan who is quite old and quite potent that is playing more low-key. They will be leaving this evening, and so...
Yeah, I was going to tell you about that on the side.
I guess
I would have given you a chance.
Surprise!
Yeah. Well, in character, you wouldn't have known unless they told you.
Yeah.
Very well. We'll say that you owe me a favor. We'll keep that nebulous. Hold on just a moment.
No, I'm pretty sure Julian made mention of somebody that was probably going to come looking for her last night. So
Yes, he did make mention of it. So.
Ransdale texts the Tremere Chosen, says that Giovanni is here and does not know her chosen. Can I get his info so I can get him over here?
He replies with, Antonio Giovanni.
You need to speak with Antonio Giovanni. He will...
You've heard of him. You thought he was a low level, low rent, thug Julian had.
yeah.
So, when you
Sneaky
contact
little
him, he will grant you one wish that is within his power, but is fairly limitless in its potential.
Yes, this is. I gathered this. That is.
So, I have found that asking the appropriate gift can be quite enlightening.
Oh.
Yes, quite.
Well, I suppose what's enlightening for one may not be the same for another.
I think that you would find what I asked for quite enlightening. But you will smile and kind of leave it at that.
She's just like, well, I don't know what that is, so it doesn't really matter.
No, he was just telling Marcella that what he asked for was kind of nice.
Right.
That the questioning is important. What you asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. Wording is generally a key.
I would say that it is more of the limits of your imagination and what you know of your clan.
All right.
That is your true limiter. People have been asking for things. Well, never mind. People haven't been asking for things,
That's
and
wrong.
so they've squandered their gifts.
All right.
So, as this is the last.
So what's your advice, Mr. Ransdale?
Would you care? Would you care to owe me a very big favor?
I suppose that all depends on what your idea of a really big favor is.
I would say it would be the equivalent of a blood boon.
Hmm. Hmm.
Ransel is giving you like a genuine smile right now, which is kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's even more creepy than the
Yeah.
second.
Well, see, and the even weirder part is I'm not even. I'm asking for advice. It doesn't even have to be honest. You could just whip something out, and it could be anything. She's just like,
Oh
"Oh, what's
my.
your opinion on the matter?" Basically.
About 14 inches. But anyway, so while she's pondering, so Mr. Ransdale, it seems that the Seneschal would prefer us to bring the information to him.
Ransel shrugs. This is acceptable. I don't care. Mrs. Giovanni, I can guarantee you will find my advice beneficial. Going once, going twice.
Put you on the spot
God
there.
damn it. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I'm not sure any actual, like, advice/opinion is worth that much.
No. Most people tend to
Well,
squander it. Those who have asked, some
That's-
that have asked for it could have asked for a lot more.
yeah, well,
So did I hear her say yes or no?
Does she agree or not? Well, it's completely her decision. If you say no, he'll be like, okay. And then
Anyway, while Miss Giovanni ponders,
no.
Mr. Ransdale, would you like to go to
You-
speak with the Seneschal once we're done here?
Yes.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, I don't want to just say whether I think any advice without thinking on it is worth that much. So if it's gonna have to be done immediately, I'm just gonna say no on an OOC note because
I mean, that's not. Don't say it OOC. Just say it icily. Ransel
Yeah.
is definitely saying like, I don't have time to revisit this, and you don't have more time than this evening. So your choice needs to be. If you choose no, that is completely acceptable. However, my advice is wonderful. So you said OOC, you declined. Are you icily saying no to then?
I guess so, because I'm not, I mean, like I said, I can't really commit to any, like I said, it's not really a fair-ended deal. So, whatever.
I mean, it's obviously
No.
a deal that needs to be done now, but
Yeah, exactly. So,
Ransdale is a fairly straight shooter, so if he thinks it's worth a blood boon, it might be worth a blood boon.
it might being the key word. Might.
That's true. So you just need to like say I see like that you decline, and then Ransdale will drop it.
Yeah, I'll leave it where it lies. Like, no thanks, but no thanks.
Ransdale will make that same offer to anyone else in the room.
What was the offer? Because I was like half the time type.
Basically,
I will-
he's going
I
to
will-
give you an advice as to advice as to what you should ask the chosen for, or at least hint as to what he asked for. I mean, because it's there's a lot of room to they're basically giving you carte blanche.
Basically,
So
what
whatever
he
they want.
asked for, it might not be valuable to say somebody else.
Yeah, but they could probably do
That's-
something close to the same line.
Ransdale feels like it's impossible. Useless.
I'll take you up on your offer.
Oh, yes?
I already asked my chosen for my boon.
Then Ransdale will smile, and he will say, if you relax your mind, I will explain it to you.
Okay.
Okay. And then out of character, I will send you a message.
I can tell her too. I know.
Well, you also have to also explain that I have the means to give who she to provide that individual to be able to do that favor back for her.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was the big one.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
Not the same guy, but I can make her person be able to do that. Very well. Is there anything else that we need to discuss before I go? As my new childer, he will ask you after he tells you in your mind what it was. Part of the deal is you have to keep silent on what I told you.
Yes, Matt, you are correct. Hope does live. Other than the ones who picked up on it, nobody else is, Admittingly, Holly didn't know, so Holly's just catching up.
Yeah, I know nothing
Holly will
about
still have the
anything,
opportunity.
yeah, so...
Holly's going to have the opportunity because she's had real lives, so...
Yeah. No, and that's fair.
Sounds like
I felt like being a smartass.
Yeah. But many of the others who have heard and known for a while have not asked. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, Roderick will just follow you, Mr. Rancho.
Yeah.
He goes, that is as much as I know. If there's more, then he kept it hidden from even me.
You have done exceptionally well, Childer. You will come with me. We will discuss with the Seneschal. Actually, if you don't want to be in that scene, Bill, you don't have to. Because I know it might be getting late on your side, so...
Yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock.
Yeah. So, he can go back. I'll give...
Yeah, we'll just say he goes back.
Yeah, he can go to the Chantry.
I'll let Marcus know. Yeah.
If Josh doesn't want to be in the next scene, we can say that those two go together back, and he gets Thomas Roderick.
Actually, would that sorry.
And I don't need to be here for that.
Would the bodyguard continue to follow the Hulk?
Wouldn't it also be a good time that I can reveal, what my little freak power is to the person in the scene who has necromancy? Or at least a clan that practices necromancy?
I mean, if you have a way that you want to show it, yeah.
I've been reading over and I'm not sure how exactly I'd show it.
Which one?
What is it?
It's necromancy. No, it's
necromancy. That's what I have.
The 4 humors path.
Oh, that's right.
Oh!
What does the first level do?
Nice. The 4 humors?
Yeah, what it does is it basically keeps someone awake with nightmares for, 2 days that it says here?
Wait, you're on the path of 4 humors?
Yes,
yeah.
Oh my god.
So
that's an old Mortis path, but it's now necromancy.
So essentially, what you could do is say you're getting really amped up about this whole thing, and then all of a sudden, out of your mouth, just these necromancy words and stuff, and your fingers move, and then one of the guards is hit with this shit where he has nightmares now.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if you want to fuck with one of the guards, they're just NPCs. I mean, they'll get over it.
So yeah, Holly. I mean,
I would just do it outside, by the way, because inside would be a breach of the Elysium.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't know he's doing it. Would be the theory.
Yeah, I mean that would be the one safe thing.
So yeah, as we're leaving, you give some fucking guard nightmares, and Holly hears you speaking all crazy necromancy.
Yeah, she would definitely hear that.
I go with that.
Where the hell did you pick that up?
I don't know.
Rainsdale will put a hand on his shoulder and say, "My associate got something when the wave hit."
Interesting. Interesting.
That is the most that I know, at least. I don't know. It just happened. Second time now. Sorry.
No, you've done nothing.
No. No. We all picked up odd things in that blast.
Oh,
That-
all of us agreed that if someone developed one of our proprietary powers, we would not go after the individual, as A, we don't have time for infighting, and B, they did not choose what had happened.
Plus, the prince also agreed that it would be decreed that as long as they were vetted and proved that they didn't gain it through other means, then they will not be,
No,
not be held responsible. But if
I have
they,
no reason to blame him for that, because I gained something that I wouldn't normally have, too, so...
yeah, I mean, those who have been
Something that I wouldn't have actively sought to learn, either.
the PCs who have been affected and realize that they've been affected obviously are going, hey, dude, I didn't learn it through any other mean other than what the fuck, woke up one day and I got it.
Very well. I think that this discussion is at an end. If you need me, Miss Giovanni, that is wonderful. However, I will also state that your friend is on a limited clock, and soon I will divert attention to him, and if I have to come find him, the results will not be generous.
Blaine.
We'll see. Have a good evening, Mr. Ransdale. She nods at everybody else. And, yeah, Rosella's out.
Alright.
I always end on that threat note.
And note how she was polite about it, even.
Mm-hmm.
You want
Alex-
to blame?
Alexander's gonna turn towards Blaine. So, while you're helping the Scourge, just make sure to be especially careful. It'd be unfortunate if we had to go and let Roland know that something happened to you while you were on duty. Which, on that note, actually, Mr. Ransdale,
I remember Blaine's a Britpop, so.
oh, god damn it.
I'm hopping out.
I don't know why I keep mixing those two up. Fucking. Brah. Anyway,
Blaine is a Bruja, Roland is Gangrel. There are no
Yes,
Bruja PCs. Except for Blaine. Except for Blaine is the only
Except for
Bruja
the cookie
PC, but there are no Primogen that are PC controlled. The three clans that are still actually one
yeah,
of them
but
is
I thought
Breakdown.
that since Roland was working with Theo,
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Roland is working with Leo, and actually Leo's about to leave.
Theo.
And has already given him, has already put the paperwork in. So it'd actually be all Roland's. Basically, I'm gonna make Ian fucking work. So yeah, I mean, because it's gonna be his company. He's gonna have full control. Leo is not gonna be there to do anything. He's gonna have to do it all.
All right, Ransdale out.
All right. Yeah, let me end the scene real quick. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more.